What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today, you guys saw the thumbnail. You see the title. Jake and Rebecca Haro, the two stooges, they had a court hearing today. And for those of you wondering, today's hearing was a felony settlement conference. So basically, what this was, it was an opportunity for the two sides to fish around and see, is there a possibility of avoiding trial? These type of trials, especially for something like this, these type of trials are very, very expensive for the taxpayers, right? Especially the county. Now, what they're gonna do is the DA is gonna present to the judge the evidence that they have, and they're gonna put it out there for the Haros to understand, like, this is what we plan on doing, and this is how much time you're looking at. The defense is gonna get up and talk to the judge and say, well, we believe that, the case is wrong, the DA has it wrong, and they're gonna point out certain things. Neither side is gonna expose their full hand. This is just something they have to do, right? The DA is also gonna probably give up some of the discovery, who they plan on calling as witnesses and stuff like that. We're still so early, but supposedly, this is one of those hearings where the two sides can start to negotiate, start to put out feelers. Is it possible that trial can be avoided? Is it possible that, the defense is the whole thing the defense is going to be trying to do is negotiate down out of a life sentence. That's what they're trying to do. I don't see the DA budging on that. The only way you're not getting life is if a jury says you don't get life. I think the DA is going to be very, very solid on that. And I think the DA is going to want to stick to his guns or her guns. I don't know if it's a male or a female. The DA is going to want to stick to their guns as far as waiting out for Rebecca. I saw somewhere that a female, went and tried to visit Rebecca, and Rebecca saw the person and told the cops, hey, I don't know who that is. I'm not going to sit down with them. So she seems to be a little bit smarter than Jake in that respect, where we're hearing about supposedly Jake spoke to someone he thought was a fellow inmate, and he made some incriminating statements, allegedly. The DA and the cops are saying that's not true, and of course they're going to say that. They're trying to keep everything under wraps as much as possible until trial. They're not going to want... I don't know. I wish Rebecca would have been this smart during the relationship when her son was still alive. She would have been smart enough to say, I'm cool with this situation, and leave and raise her son, and he'd still be alive. I know that there are people that are stuck on the fact that baby Emmanuel hasn't been found yet, so how are they going to do this and how are they going to do that? Circumstantial evidence is just as good as direct evidence, for those of you guys that don't know. Also, a thing to remember is we're not talking about a teenager. We're not even talking about someone who can walk and talk. So with baby Emmanuel being 7 months old, as far as we know, he made it to 7 months old. There's no possibility that he got fed up of living in that home and said, you know what, I'm out of here. He didn't get up and walk out. So that's just more circumstantial evidence where if that baby's not in the house, It's because Rebecca or Jake or both of them did something. I still want to, I want to see more of the evidence. I think we may find out before the trial. We're going to find out some of the damning evidence that they have. Since the beginning, we've heard that supposedly Rebecca went and bought a hacksaw. I'd like to see if there's proof of that or not, and if there is, that's definitely going to come out in trial. It's going to be part of the discovery. Discovery has to be known prior to trial. Both sides have to know who is the other side calling, what evidence are they going to be using. It's not, a lot of people think, they watch the old Matlock series and the old Who Done It series, and in those ones there was always the aha, I got him, the gotcha part. In real life, you can't do that. Whatever evidence you plan on bringing has to be shown to the other side so they have time to prepare. You can't just spring somebody, some secret person, secret squirrel. They have to, obviously, if the defense finds someone who they think is material to the case and can really help their client, they're going to have to give the person's name, not what the person is going to say, right? But I feel like, this was just what we call a dry run. They went, they showed up. I honestly don't believe any serious deals were offered. I believe the only deal being offered right now, and the only deal that they're gonna offer is a life sentence to both of them. Now, if Rebecca starts cooperating, starts talking about whatever she knows, there's a possibility that maybe she doesn't wind up with a life sentence. But if she sticks to her guns, as it seems like she plans on doing, there's no doubt in my mind that she gets life. I think that because of Baby Promise, Jake's daughter, I think that because of what happened to her, and here we are again with the same person, with another one of his children, I think everyone is looking at Jake as the bad guy. And by all accounts, Jake is the one that did it, right? We don't know that, but that's the conclusion that everybody's drawing. And so I think a lot of us are just stuck on, why is Rebecca holding her tongue? She's not a thug. She's not a gangster. She's not in the criminal world. She supposedly was a mother. And you would think that as a mother, she loved her child. And so when you see her remaining silent, it calls that into question. She's protecting a man. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. She's not protecting herself. By remaining quiet, she's going to get more time. So by remaining quiet and not protecting herself, she's obviously protecting that man. What kind of hold could that man have over her mind? I don't believe he has her heart. He has her mind. A sad thing too is, I've heard reports. I haven't seen. Hopefully, there's going to be some new pictures that we'll see. But I've heard that people who have seen Rebecca Haro say she looks a lot better now than when she got arrested, than when she was with Jake. And it's just another thing that really has me, and I think a lot of people, scratching their heads. If you feel more relaxed in jail, how do you protect that man? How do you not tell the authorities, go and get my son? This is where You know, this is the spot, or this is the general location. And who knows? Maybe Rebecca is talking. And they're keeping it under wraps because they don't want Jake to know. But I don't see how that's legal without at least Jake's attorney knowing. And Jake's attorney, I would think, would let the media know, look, there's some statements, there's some stuff going on, there's some cooperation, especially after today's hearing. They would have to say something about, we plan on calling Rebecca or whatever. So I don't want to keep rambling and wasting your guys' time. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys an update. Those of you guys that are following the case, there's no chance that they're getting out today. The hearing today was not, hey, you know, we're thinking about dropping the charges, or hey, we don't have enough evidence. No. Today was, Your Honor, this is the evidence, and then boom, boom, boom. And then the defense, well, we believe this and that. And the judge will ask, well, are you guys going to be able to come to a settlement today? The answer is going to be no. And then they'll go ahead and schedule another hearing, and they'll do it again. I don't know how far off they're going to set the next court date, but it definitely isn't a date for trial. So we'll keep paying attention. I will keep doing videos, putting out videos as they have hearings, and as more stuff, more details, more evidence comes out, if it comes out. And that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.